So our first part, the two movements are thrusters and a tuck jump. So for the thrusters, you're gonna have your dumbbells, okay, and it's a full squat down to a full press up. So the idea is that you're using the momentum you're creating by coming up to help press the weight up. Okay, so all the way down, all the way up, as opposed to coming to a stand and then pressing up, which is quite a bit harder. Okay, so let's have everyone go ahead and do 5 of those thrusters. So all the way down, up. All right. Okay, and then we're going into a tuck jump. So a tuck jump, the tuck part is you're tucking your knees up after you jump. Like that. I'm gonna hold that shake. So you're doing that repeatedly. Okay. So let's go ahead and do 5 of those. Okay. Nice work. Those are hard. So those are the first 2 movements for the first part, and then we'll get a 30-second rest. But I'm just gonna go through the movements for everything else before we start. Okay, so then we have our snatches. No laughter. You're just gonna have one dumbbell for this, and you're gonna switch arms each time. So you start here. You're in a good hip hinge, chest is up. And then it looks like this. Okay, so, and you're gonna switch arms each time. But what you're doing here is, the first part is you're standing and trying to generate a lot of force with your hips. So it's sort of similar to the start of a kettlebell swing. And then you're driving up with your shoulder first, then your elbow. And then at that point, you're gonna flip your hip over. And so it really should feel like that weight just flies up. Okay, so you're here, up with the elbow, and then the weight is just like, woo! As if you were, if you weren't holding on to the weight, it would just keep going. Okay, any questions?
Are you putting are you putting the dumbbell back on the ground in between the sides?
No, you stay in a hang.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so from the front, you're here, up, and then stay in that hang, and you're just switching arms each time. I'm really thinking about squeezing my glutes, thrusting my hips forward to generate that momentum, and then shrugging with the shoulder, driving the elbow up. So let's go ahead and do 3 on each side. And I'm gonna watch you guys. Awesome. Cool. Allison, how does that feel for you?
Fine.
Okay. Does it feel like that weight is pretty light at the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a hard time with the shoulder drive, but that's just because of my mobility. But it doesn't hurt or anything.
Okay, cool. All right, so then the iso squat is just what it sounds like. You're gonna get down into an air squat and hold it for 30 seconds, okay? Again, have your feet as wide as you need to, such that you can get your quads so that they are parallel or a little bit below parallel with the ground. So for me, I need to be pretty wide here. And then in this hold, you really want to work to keep that chest lifted and not rounding down. Okay, and make sure you're not sinking so low on your haunches that you're resting. Okay, so let's get down and just hold that for 10 seconds. Okay. All right. Warming up. And I switched the order in the second part just for the timing to work out better. So for our part 2, we'll go 60-second of snatches, and then a 30-second iso hold for the squat, and then 30 seconds of rest. So then our last part, we have some core work. So we have hollow hold crunch, or what's called a hollow body crunch. Got like all the shadows going on. Huh? Okay, can you guys see me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this, you're here, and then you come up. So down. So lower back is in contact with the ground, and then you're tucking up. Trying to lead with your chest. Okay, so go ahead and do 5 of those. Awesome. All right, so then you're gonna flip over onto your stomach. Okay, and do handcuffs. The handcuffs, lift your chest, feet stay on the floor, and then you're bringing your hands around you as if you were getting handcuffs. And then coming back, arms in front, and then behind you. So kind of the 2 things you're focusing on here, one is squeezing your glutes and engaging your erectors, so engaging that lower back to lift your chest. And then also, there's a lot of shoulder rotation going on here where you're starting with your hands, palms down, and then moving behind you such that your palms are facing. Okay, let's go ahead, just do 3 of those.
I couldn't see when you're doing, are your feet on the ground or your feet up?
Feet stay on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the ground? Oh,
On the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, feet stay on
Yeah, I'm there.
So if anything, like your toes are actually pressing into the floor.
Okay.
Cool. And then the last one is the quadruped shuffle. Okay, so for this one, you're on hands and feet, and then you're just taking 2 steps to one side and 2 steps to the other side, back and forth. And what you're focusing on there is keeping your core nice and tight and not letting your pelvis wobble around, right? So maintaining good pelvic